fatty liver disease, GERD, gastritis, Barrett's esophagus, cyst on my brain, cyst on my liver, hypertension, prediabetes. I weighed 204 pounds, went all the way down to 172. Once I started cooking at home and eating whole food. All that processed stuff, once I cut that out of my diet, the Doritos, the Pepsi, all that stuff, I started to heal. And it's the goal with this channel to help you who have these issues reverse them naturally, just eating whole food. So I went carnivore for about 8 weeks, and then after that, I started bringing back some carbohydrates back in to help me gain a little bit more weight back. I did go from 204 all the way down to 160, and then that was just too much for me. I started having all these issues, reversed, but I wanted to get back to a healthier weight. 172 is where I like to stay, and I'm going to show you how I brought rice back in, and there's some ways that you can help stop the blood sugar spike. Now it goes up a little bit, but it don't go out of range, but individual results will vary. And one thing that you can do for your rice is you can put 2 teaspoons of coconut oil in your rice, and that's for every 1 cup of rice that you use. So 2 cups, 4 tablespoons. And that right there will help hinder the blood sugar spike. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to eat tonight, and if you are getting value out of these videos, please share this with somebody who has these issues, because it's my goal to be able to give people hope that these things can reverse naturally as long as you stick to God's diet, which is whole food ingredients. Only consume the stuff that He's given us. So I'm going to make some chicken, potatoes, some kale, and some rice. So this is an organic sweet potato. This is a staple for me. I just cut this in half because this is a large one, and my wife, she doesn't really care for sweet potatoes much. So I'm just going to take that right there, throw it into the air fryer on about 375 for about 30 minutes. While that's going, I'll start cutting up some garlic. There's a lot of health benefits to garlic. This is very good for your cardiovascular system. I want to put up a bunch of benefits of it right here on the screen while I'm cutting this. But after I cut up the garlic, I'll start cutting up an onion as well. Now, this is a staple for everything that we do, with the meats to the rice. I want to show you a bunch of health benefits that are in onions as well. Now, something that I like to cook this in, like I said, 2 scoops of this right here for every cup of rice will help you hinder that blood sugar spike. This is just organic coconut oil. This stuff tastes really good. If you like coconut rice, this is very, very good for you. If you don't like it, you can also cook with some butter. You can cook it with beef tallow or a one-source olive oil. I'm not picky. As long as it's a whole food ingredient and without any of the junk, you're good to go. To get a lot of the starch out of the rice, I will wash it until all that water becomes clear. Now, I wash this rice right here probably about 4 or 5 times before I go in there. So once I have everything in there, those aromas are going with the garlic and onions, I'll put the rice in there and I'll mix it up. I'll let it fry for a minute. Then I'll put my water, I'll put my seasoning, and I just use salt right there. And then I just cover it up and I let it do its thing. I let all the moisture get out of there. I don't want to make a rice that has moisture in it. In Brazil, the way that they make it is they make it to where you have to scrape the bottom off of it, and that's when I really started liking rice. So that's just what I do. I'll season this with some salt, some smoked paprika, some cayenne pepper, some turmeric for that inflammation. I'll put a little black pepper on here in a minute, some organic oregano leaves. This stuff is really good. You want to put some black pepper if you put turmeric on something, because it helps activate the compounds in it. And one of my favorite things to cook chicken with, or any meat really, is grass-fed, grass-finished Kerrygold butter. I will take a big knob of that, put it into the pan, and then I'll melt that down. I'll make sure the whole pan's covered. If you don't like the butter, you can use a one-source cold-pressed olive oil like this one right here. I actually bought this one at Walmart. Before I add any onions or garlic or anything like that, I'll just put on my chicken in here and make sure it's surrounded by butter so it soaks in that flavor. I like it really crispy on each side, so I just set it there and let it do its thing. So while that's going, I want to check the rice. Now we can see that there's still a lot of moisture in there, so I want to let it keep going. We're going to turn the chicken over and we're going to let that crisp up on the other side. And then once this is done, I'm going to start to make some kale. Now I know you might not like kale, it's a bitter green, I get it, but the butter and the garlic help. So I'm going to put some butter in here, and I want to make sure every leaf is touching the butter. I'm going to add some water with some mushrooms, and those the water and the mushrooms are going to actually add more moisture to this. We're going to let that steam. We're going to put a little bit of salt on there, and we're going to let it set back and do its thing. I have a friend who grows a lot of fresh vegetables and some spices and things, and what I'm adding here is some fresh dill from his garden. So we're going to cover it up, and we're going to let that just steam away. We're going to check the rice, and to me that looks good. So we're going to turn the heat off, and we're just going to let it sit there. All right, now we're going to plate everything up. I always like to put me some chicken in there. And the way I love doing the sweet potatoes, I'll smash it down. I'll put some Kerrygold butter on there. And then I'll start adding some things like salt, allspice, nutmeg, and cinnamon. Because this stuff is really, really good for helping fighting against blood sugar spikes. And it's just my favorite way to eat a potato now. So this is just one of the many things that I like to eat. Eating food like this, the way God designed it, helped heal my body and reverse 7 diagnoses. So that right there is dinner. I'm going to eat this and then go for a walk and not eat again the rest of the night. When I started eating whole food like this, all my issues started to reverse. Now again, I did strict carnivore for about 8 weeks, but now I started adding carbohydrates back to see which ones my body done well with. And once I started cooking this in coconut oil and I started putting cinnamon in the sweet potato, that helps balance blood sugar. But one thing that I do to my water, this right here is one of the best things that you could do for your overall health. This right here is soursop. This right here promotes healthy cell function, which is a big deal. And then this also gives you a metabolism boost. So adding 2 milliliters to water, you can add this to coffee, whatever you want to, but I like to add it with water. So it's got a little measure line on there. Just add 1 there. And it tastes good. This is a fruit. So there's 2. And that's all you do, and that's going to help your cell function. Now I'm going to show you a picture of what I used to look like up here, and then right now I'm 172, and all those issues went away. If you are into this type of content and you want to see more recipes on what I eat to reverse all these issues, then please consider subscribing and liking the video, and I will see you in the next video.